Good evening. What is going on? Beautiful people. We're doing things a little bit differently tonight. The Buffalo Bills are still going absolutely berserko in free agency, which I couldn't be more happy about myself. And on top of that, we're going to be watching the World Baseball Classic live with our live reaction and somewhat of a play-by-play for you folks. Our team USA is taking on Team Canada. We're a little late. It's the top of the sixth inning. USA is up 3-0, which is a great thing. I know those are our friends just north of Canada, but listen, it's win or go home. So big game for USA. They came out of their pool basically by a saving grace from Canada, who beat Team Mexico a couple of nights ago. And if Mexico had won and then some run differential things would have gone not our way, Team USA would be home right now, which would have been an issue. So we're going to be talking through that game as well. But the big topic, obviously, this is the Buffalo Bills. Excuse me, sorry, TikTok is the Buffalo Bills channel. So we're going to talk mainly Buffalo Bills as we give our live play-by-play reaction to the baseball game. So what happened, today? Well, there's a couple of things that are out there as potentials, but here's what actually happened. The Buffalo Bills, you know what? I got to change, actually. Okay, I didn't realize I can't keep the score up there at the same time, so let me just switch this out for us for the moment. Buffalo Bills have signed Geno Stone, safety from Cincinnati. Now, I initially was quite excited when I heard the news. Then I got a little skeptical. And now, when I look into it even more, I'm freaking thrilled. This is not going to be the starting safety with Cole Bishop. We know that because we have Cole and then the signing just yesterday of Mr. Gardner Johnson. That being said, this is a good move for the Buffalo Bills. This adds a lot of solid depth, which will actually amount to playing time. And what I'm most excited about is the fact that this gentleman and what the Buffalo Bills are doing is really painting a picture of what Jim Leonhard wants to do with this defense, in my opinion. So these people that he is signing, whether it's Gardner Johnson, whether it's Alford, and now, also Bradley Chubb, and now Geno Stone. These guys are all fitting the mold in terms of how they play football. They are aggressive. They are the proverbial downhill type players, in my opinion. Although, don't ask Sean Payton what downhill means, because he will completely torch your ass and make you feel like you're a piece of shit. As we all know from that interview he had with a reporter a couple weeks ago during the a couple months now ago during the playoffs. That's a joke, by the way. Sean Payton's a piece of garbage based on that. So they're athletic. They are aggressive. They are ball hawks. They want the football. They'll probably make some over-aggressive moves that will turn into mistakes, which, quite honestly, I'm okay with, because this is the complete opposite of the defense of Buffalo Bills have played for the last few years. And that being said, I'm ready for a changeup. One of the reasons why I was so excited to have the Buffalo Bills sign Jim Leonhard was this exact. I was thrilled because I love his aggressive nature. He's come out and said what he said in terms of what the Bills will be, and that teams will have to focus and prepare against their defense versus the other way around, versus our defense having to prepare to the offense and reacting to the offense. I'm done with that. I really am. So this is exciting news. And the players that we have recently signed in Buffalo are literally fitting this mold perfectly. So I, again, could not be more excited, if I'm being honest with you, about the signings that the Bills have put into play. Well, USA first and third, P.J. Crow-Armstrong takes a pitch out over the plate. tosses it into center field, brings in another run. So now it's 5-0 USA. He's still going to have first and second with one out. USA is dominating this game. Logan Webb threw an absolute gem out there, 4 2/3. I believe it was 6 strikeouts, no walks, and 4 hits. I believe it was 4 hits. Huge day for Logan Webb. Let me just double check here. I don't want to. Oh, he actually walked that last guy in the last inning. Yeah, so 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits, 4 2/3. 5-0 win here. Let's get out, keep it rolling for Team USA because they had a scare there a couple days ago. Thought they were going to be going home. Then there was the whole thing with Mark DeRosa not understanding how the tournament works and where they were sitting. It was kind of scary. But anyways, they had a chance to regroup. They got some help from Canada against Mexico a couple nights ago, and now they're just coming out from the first at-bat of the game. Bobby Witt Jr. had about a 9 or 10 pitch at bat, which he drew a walk. He ended up scoring a run on a ground ball RBI. I think it was a 4-3 ground ball to second base by Kyle Schwarber. So big start coming out ready to play as they should because they are Team US freaking A, and they should dominate this tournament, in my opinion. That roster is stacked. So anyway, Geno Stone fits the mold perfectly. Is he going to play 80% of the plays? No. But I will tell you that I looked up a couple of things. I didn't do too much film on him. Ground ball to third base. Wow, Bobby Witt Jr. gets doubled up. So that inning gets cut a little short. 5-0 still going into the bottom of the 6th inning here for the WBC. Didn't get in too much film of Geno Stone, and that's okay. Did look at some statistics, and I will tell you that his numbers are better than I think most people would actually think. And I don't want anybody to be upset by this or get pissed off or say he's a bum, because I'm going to be honest with you, he is not a bum, and we'll go through some of that here shortly. So let's just get into some of these comments first. First of all, everybody in here, if you're from the United States of America, you please slam USA into the chat. Tell me where you're from. Appreciate you all hanging out. Subscribe and follow immediately if you're not. Thank you so much. Let's get into who's here, who's around. Dexy's around. What's up, Dexy? How are you? King Eaton's around as well. Good evening, sir. How are you? Again, if you're from the United States of America, please smash USA. Big game this evening. Baseball. I know it's baseball. We love baseball here. I did play college and a little bit of minor league ball. So I am a baseball guy. So is his family. You can see him wearing my quarter zip. Baseball just had practice this evening. It's amazing how seasons change with youth athletics. We were literally all basketball. We had some winter workouts for baseball once or twice a week when we could make them, but basketball is so heavy. The season ends, and it is literally zero delay. We are full-blown baseball mode now as far as the boys. Dex says, going to start working on my big board now that I have a better idea what type of players Jim Leonard's like. Yeah, he's made that abundantly apparent, right, Dexy? And it's not really surprising. I'm not surprised, but I like to see it coming to fruition. I like to see it actually becoming something. And he's molding and structuring the team the way he wants it. It's kind of exciting. Are you surprised? Anybody surprised by the type of players that the Bills have signed here as of late? I'm not surprised, and I like the fact that they're all, I don't want to say the same player, but they're all kind of cut from the same cloth, which is awesome to see, because that type of cloth is what I'm really excited about with Jim Leonard. So he's not disappointing thus far. Ethan says, enjoy the live streams all week. Hope everyone is doing good today. Yeah, man. Ethan, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to get more consistent, as we've spoke about here in the last week. And it's working out pretty well. Figured I'd throw a little baseball at you guys, too. If anybody has baseball questions, please let me know. We'll get into whatever you'd like. Having a starting caliber free safety behind Gardner Johnson, who will be your starting free safety. Yes, big depth for playoffs. Yes, Bean and Brady want depth guys that can be starters, not just bodies. 100%. I mean, they're getting one-year deals. Which is pretty nice here in March, because that also will kind of give you an idea of what you can do in the draft. And then spring training's coming around the corner, in only a couple of months, really. And it's nice to have these guys now. and know that you're not completely locked in forever. So then you can go into the draft and get your proverbial BPA. And if it's at safety, so be it. You don't have somebody you just tied in 3 to 4 years with. Therefore, it's not necessarily always, prove it or get out of here. Sometimes it's setting yourself up nicely to be able to draft whoever you feel like drafting, and you're not locked in to someone long term. Last season we had depth, but not many of them were starting caliber players. Correct. I mean, look what happened in the playoffs. Look at Savage. He got absolutely torched in that Broncos game. Yeah, we had depth, but he's not all that good. Dane Jackson. I think he went on the field for 3 plays. I think he gave up 2 touchdowns in 3 plays that he was on the football field. Depth, but to your point, Dexy, not good. Not productive on the football field at an NFL level is my point, right? So this Keller for United States of America, 3-1 count with 1 out. He's got a heavy slider, ball in the dirt, check swing, walk with 1 out. That is not something that you want to do as a pitcher. That's what I was when I was playing. Climbing simplified. Let's talk. We're going to go bounce back and forth between football and baseball, but Brutally Honest Sports comes in here on TikTok and just says Bills and laughs. Bunch of smiley faces. I know the Bills are so funny, right? Soren Shalom, thanks for the follow. Thank you so much. Darrell, how are you, man? I'm just worried for Gardner Johnson attitude inside the locker room. I don't know. I think so far he's going to be a hit. Soren, cold front, what's up? Darrell's from Indiana, USA. Yes, sir. Indiana, cool. You talked about Geno Stone and Bradley Chubb. Have you talked about? Yes, last night. Or was it 2 nights ago? No, I think it was last night, Darrell. Huge, or maybe it was during the day, a couple days ago. I don't remember. But my thoughts on Chauncey there is the attitude and the bulldogness and kind of the assholeness is something that the Buffalo Bills have not seen in a long time. And quite frankly, he would not be on this football team if Sean McDermott was still the coach. And I'm about ready. I'm about to the point where I want the culture to maintain the team atmosphere and the Connor McGovern type style. I'll give up a few dollars to play here. I love it here. My family loves it here, so on and so forth. Nice play by Bobby Wood Jr. Short hop, just past the pitcher mound. Doesn't get the force at second, but rolls the ball over to first base. Now we got 2 outs, runner on second base for Canada's hitting. Bottom of the 6th. Their USA's up 5-0. So the attitude that he carries with him, I'm actually with it because it gives us an edge. It gives the Buffalo Bills an edge, and it's something that we haven't had for so long that I'm over the let's be so nice and let's carry ourselves politically correct and all this other. I'm done with that, man. I really am. Okay, I'm freaking done with it. How about we go out there and punch somebody in the mouth? Not necessarily literally, but figuratively, and then let them know. I'm okay with that. Athletics, especially at this high of a level, I mean, watch a baseball game. Baseball is completely different from when I played. Now it's how flashy can your sliding mitt be? And you wear 14 different pads on your elbows and your hands, and your belts don't even match your team colors anymore, which is insane. So it's all flashiness. And now what is okay in baseball is bat flipping the damn bat higher than the freaking lights, not getting hit with the next pitch, by the way, which used to happen even when I played. Okay. So things are different. I'm not saying that I'm a huge fan of celebrations. Okay, we got a base hit over the third baseman's head. That run's going to come in to score. It's going to be 5-1. Runner on first base, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. We need a pitching change. That needs to stop right now because momentum need not go further than 5-1. It's only the 6th inning. Yeah, here comes DeRosa, the manager of the U.S. team, which means pitcher's coming out. Looks like he might be going in for or calling for a lefty. I hadn't looked to see who they were warming up in the pen, but pitching change for USA. I hope that answers your question, Darrell. I'm just simply looking for that edge, and he's going to bring it. Now, I'll also say that I'm loving what he's doing on social media. I'm loving what he did on X. His very first tweet when he got signed was this, Josh Allen with diamond or, whatever, platinum grills that he posted all over X. He understands what Bills Mafia wants to see, does he not? Then he goes live on Instagram earlier today, I believe, and says that D. Alford is one of the best youngins that's out there, and he's so excited he can't wait to play with him. And then he does an interview and says how well he thinks that him and Cole Bishop are going to play together. He says it's kind of like him and Reed Blankenship, but up a couple of notches. I mean, the guy's saying the right thing. For being kind of a hothead type dude, I don't know much about him in the locker room and how he is off the field necessarily, but I know he's kind of spicy, so to speak, on the field. For being that kind of guy, he's doing the right things off the field right now. I got to be honest with you. And the edge and the attitude on the field, I'm so ready for it. I really am. I've said a million times, and I said it the other day, I'm ready for Josh Allen to explode on the sideline when big leads are lost or big-time mistakes are made. I'm ready for that. I don't know what you guys think, but I am freaking ready for it. Top speed fastball back in the day. Top speed, 93, and I was right-handed. Top speed. I sat at like 88 to 91. It was a big changeup. Guy threw a bunch of pitches. I got people out like crazy in college. I led the nation in ERA my senior year. And then I got to Pro Bowl. Whoa, I think I told you guys the story. My shit got turned around, boys. Turned the flip around. I feel like the last time the team has seen attitude was with Diggs, always wanting to ball hog. Well, yes, ball hog, sure, but a defensive back's not going to be wanting the ball, right? Corn Chippington. Oh, appreciate it, man. Don't worry about the belts. They changed the game. Yeah, no kidding. Listen, I appreciate the corn and rose and everything. I appreciate it, man. Challenging balls and strikes used to get you thrown. Good pitchers adopted the blues zone. Yes, and actually when I was playing, and it's not that long ago, but when I was playing, depending on what level you're talking about, college ball, you can't get away with as much. High school, obviously, you certainly can't. But when you get to the professional level, you can talk to the umpires. You can have conversations. You can give them a little rash of shit. As long as you don't make it crazy, you can give it a rash of shit. They expect it. And that shouldn't be a problem. But as far as the disrespect goes, with pimping a home run, you're disrespecting the game, in my opinion. Although you got to you got to learn with the changes of the times, I guess. If somebody did that, it's guaranteed that the best player on that team is going to get hit with a pitch. And you're probably not even going to wait for the guy that hit the home run, because you're going to send that message a lot sooner than waiting the entire lineup for him to show back up in the box. I seen that too. I had to show that to the NFL chat server in the Bills channel. I like seeing it. What is the NFL chat server in the Bills channel I like? What's that? Curious, Darrell. Curious what that is. What you mean? But yeah, I think he's doing the right thing off the field. Ronnie Delden, Bills, baby. Yes. I missed one. Ethan says, I literally know nothing about baseball. Enjoy your commentary, so I'm here. But hey, man, gotcha. Okay, this is the problem. This is what I said. You need to take this momentum and shut it down immediately. So Naylor just comes in. Bo Naylor, not Josh Naylor. Bo Naylor, the younger brother, I believe. Yeah, catcher from Cleveland. Just takes Spire's hanging breaking pitch, I believe it was. I got to see it again because I was paying attention over here. It hits the ball first row, the second deck in right field, and now it's 5-3. Just like that, boys and girls. Just like that. Momentum is a funny thing, especially in baseball. Any sport, really. Geno Stone was bad last year, Climbing Simplified says. Chris Henry says, yeah, Geno Stone looked rough last year. Okay, we're going to get into a few things. I wish the Bills, the Trek reviewer, hey, Trek, I wish the Bills would have drafted the safety Xavier Watts from Notre Dame last year. He's a great player. Dave from X, I need Okereke and DT ASAP. I'll take Reader, and I could take him too. I'd live with that. I think Gardner Johnson's an anti-McDermott signing, that's for sure. If he keeps it in check, having more attitude player in the locker room isn't horrible. I agree with you, Chris Henry. I do. I just think that sometimes it's nice to have somebody with a little freaking edge, and a lot of times players come behind him or get behind him, especially when that happens on the field. You know, like I might not be that type of guy, and it's hard for me to start the nonsense, but if somebody else starts it, I'd be more than happy to kind of be right there next to him type of thing. Sometimes it brings people together. I don't think the Bills have that issue really to need to be brought together, but sometimes it's not all that horrible, in my opinion, as is everything on this. Gardner Johnson reminds me of Richie Incognito. A little bit. He was kind of a jerk, right? Agreed. I know he had the one thing that it was a bad statement, wrong place, wrong time, whatever. But as far as on the field, he was nasty. And I kind of, as far as I'm concerned, I think his teammates liked him. 104 tackles, 2 interceptions, played all 17 games, over 1,000 snaps is bad. Climbing Simplified, he's our FS2, not the starter. I'm taking that out of a backup. This is what I want to get at. I'm going to show you guys some more statistics as well. Again, I don't have film yet, but I will show you some more of the next-gen statistics as well. Yeah, as someone who used to play hockey, the days of slap shots and hard hits are gone. Now it's 10 advisor and lacrosse shots. Exactly, man. Things are changing, my friend. All sports, Chris. And it's kind of sad, isn't it? Trek says, I hated the way the Bills would go in to prevent defense as soon as we got a good lead. Exactly my point. That's not what Jim Leonard is doing. He's made that abundantly clear. Gardner Johnson's the type of guy, if he's in the right place, he's going to be fine. People look at what happened with the Texans and act like that defines him. I think it's a great point. Look what happened in Philly. Diggs in Buffalo stayed out of trouble in Buffalo, then leave, start getting into stuff. I think CJ GJ will be perfectly fine. It's kind of hard to get in trouble in Buffalo, if I'm being honest. I wonder if Bean would go after Jalen Carter if he became available. I don't think so. All right, so we're out of the inning. Chopper down the line, but Bo Naylor hits the 2-run home run to make it 5-3. We got a new ball game here, folks. This is where the rubber meets the road here. It's the back half of the baseball game, top of the 7th coming up. Timely pitching and defense is what's needed. And this is why back end pitching makes all the money. Starters and back end. The middle guys, situational guys, are not the ones that are making all the money. It's the back end guys and the players or the teams that win World Series nowadays. With the exception of the Dodgers as well. But the Dodgers, being that baseball has no salary cap, they have just the most ridiculous roster of all time. But the better teams in the postseason always have good back-end relievers. So let's get into Gardner Johnson. I pulled this up just for – I'm sorry. No. Not Gardner Johnson, Geno Stone. First of all, first and foremost, the number one thing that I want to say is that he led the NFL tied. 4 players tied. Taron Johnson was one of them, by the way. But 4 players were tied as far as defensive backs go. Not the NFL, excuse me. Defensive backs with hustle stops, hustle tackles. And what that means, defined by next-gen stats in the NFL, I'm going to read it to you verbatim, just so I'm not misinterpreting what you may feel this means. Okay, defensive stops where the player covers 20-plus yards of in-play distance from snap to tackle. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean 20 yards past the line of scrimmage. That doesn't necessarily mean it had to be a 20-plus yard gain by the offense before the tackle was made. That just simply means that said player had ran 20 yards before making the tackle or making the play on defense. And he was tied for first in the NFL for all defensive backs on those style plays with 14. Now, that to me says gritty, hustle, high motor. How many times have we said high motor, by the way? With the signings that the Buffalo Bills and Jim Leonard have put forth in the last 4 or 5 days, this week. How many? I feel like it's been 100. Chubb, Alford, Gardner Johnson. I mean, they're high motor guys. They're all high motor guys. And that's kind of the mold that it seems as if he's cutting these guys out of. So I'm in for it. I'm in for it. Now, again, generally speaking, you would think off the top of your head, if a guy's running 20 plus yards to make a play, it's probably a deep pass or a catch and run, a lot of yard after catch. I mean, it could be, but not necessarily all the time. What's up, Mr. Brightside? Wacko. Oh, yeah, we will all need that. Can't be giving up huge third downs that are 10-plus yards like the Broncos game. Well, that's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. A lot of people are saying the same thing in the tournament. Michael Rollerson. How are you, Michael? Michael, are you new? I think you're new. Welcome. Thanks for hanging. In the tournament, they play prevent defense, offense, and defense. Well, I mean, they did score 30-plus points, and they turned the ball over 5 times. But on defense, yes, they get quite lazy when there's a lead in big moments. And they absolutely go to what Darrell says, which is the softest prevent zone defense that you could possibly think of, especially on 3rd and long. And I don't mean 3rd and all that long. I mean 3rd and 8, and they give up 17 yards, which seems like every single damn 3rd and 8 in the 4th quarter when they're winning in big games. Jim Leonard, I don't think is doing that, folks. I'm just going to throw that out there, okay? I'm well, brother. Thank you. How are you? So that's number 1 on Geno Stone. I'm going to go through his stat line for you, okay? Geno Stone, 974 snaps. I think Dexy had gotten into that a little bit. I have 974. Dexy had 1,000. Same, around, pretty damn close. Which, for defensive backs, now he's on a bad team. Don't get me wrong, right? He was on a bad team, especially a bad defensive team in the Cincinnati Bengals. Let me get back here and go to snaps. So he was top 30, top 35 in total snaps. But here, more importantly, he was really middle of the road. He gave up 3 touchdowns against, and he obviously, like we said, I think Dexy might have said it as well, he had 2 interceptions. I think one of which was a tip ball, right place, right time. Okay, fine. But he also was, well, let me go back to this. I got to get his lineup here. Okay, so he was only targeted 33 times. And as a free safety, okay, yay or nay? To put it into perspective, Aaron Judge hits a towering fly ball out. No, short. Just missed it. It's going to be 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Right center field, Aaron Judge, couple steps, couple paces inside the warning track. By the way, 1st inning and then 4th inning, I want to say, Team USA flew out to just about the center field wall, right where the 409 number is. Warning track twice. 3-run potential change with that, with the ball not just creeping over the fence. Okay, so to put it into perspective, Geno Smith, 33 targets. Taron Johnson, 50. D. Alford, 69. Okay. Now, D. Alford had 11. This is how cool this is. D. Alford was 8th, which is actually 1, 2, 3. The Alford is tied for 4th in the NFL defensive back conversation for those same hustle plays, running 20 yards before making a tackle. Do you think for 1 second that that is coincidental? You have 2 of the top 8 hustle play defensive backs that were signed by Jim Leonhard. I think that's not coincidental, folks. I think that that is absolutely real. These are the types of people. Schwarber strikes out 1, 2, 3. Momentum is on Canada's side, boys. We're in the middle of the 7th here, going to the bottom of the 7th. I do not think that that is coincidental. These are high motor, hustle guys, play to the whistle, do whatever it takes. Don't stop until the play's over. Do whatever it takes to get to the football. Bring the ball carrier down. I'm serious. This is not a coincidence. There's no way that that's coincidental. All right, let's keep going. Geno Smith, 104 tackles. 104 all-purpose tackles. Combined, I should say. That's insane. That's insane for a free safety. I mean, is it not? Tell me what you think. But I think that although he did have a 105 rating against, which is not great, I'll be honest with you, understood and completely agree. That is not great. But he did get up only 3 touchdowns. And quite frankly, if we want to talk about, let's try to find somebody. Jalen Ramsey had 128 quarterback rating against. I'm going to just try to find some names. Jeremy Chin, 117. Try to find some names that we know of. Budda Baker. Everybody likes Budda, right? 109. QB rating against. So there's some names. There are some names out there that are not, I guess, maybe as good as their name may suggest when it comes to playing a defensive backfield position. Xavier Watts, 93. That's a good player. 4 touchdowns against, but 5 interceptions. Good year out of Xavier Watts, 100%. He's over 1,000 snaps as well. He has 9 of those hustle tackles that we're talking about. But I don't know. You're going to have to be, it's up to you. It's up to you to decide what you feel about any said player. I'm just telling you the reasons why I think that I'm excited, or why I think that Geno Stone is going to fit this new look quite nicely, and that I'm excited to watch it. But make no mistake about it, as Dexy said, this is not our answer. This is not our starting duo with Cole Bishop. It's not. So that said, I'm totally in right now. I hear your guys, question marks, and I totally respect them, but I'm just saying, for what he does and how he plays football, I'm down with it. King Buffalo, appreciate you following, man. I don't understand it. A huge third and 8, where if they basically end the game and we lose. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, the guy that worked under the Broncos for defense, he knows for damn sure what he's talking about. Hell yeah, he does. Jay says CJ Garner will start for sure. Yes, it's CJ Garner and Cole Bishop right now. Absolutely. Those are the 2. That's not a question. But you can't just run with 2. So you have to have some additional pieces. Dexy says, oh, here we go. Oh, Bednar from the Yankees is in. Base hit to the right side. Kind of a seeing eye. Oh, boy. Canada. Runner on first, no outs. Bottom of the 7th. Down 2. I think we could see our secondary go from top 10 last season to being top 3. I think Jim is going to hammer taking the ball away and for our D-line to get out. Yes, and to get for our D-line to get after the QB. Yes, he's come out and said it multiple times. I know that our secondary top 10 passing offense, I think a lot of it had to do with basically yards given up. Our rush defense was quite frankly horrible, but I think that they can make the mix here and kind of fill in some of the voids and be a true top 5 defense in the NFL. And I'm being dead serious, and I think that could absolutely happen. Bednar completely just buckled center fielder Lopez. I mean, 0-1, throws a hammer of a deuce. Then he comes in with a splitter, bad pitch selection. Bobby Witt in the hole. Backside, runs, jumps, fires across the diamond, skips it on the turf. Lopez beats it out. First and second, no outs. Bad pitch selection there, Bednar. I don't know how you go a 12-6 hammer where you break his legs and then you give him a splitter. I'm not doing that. What you need to do is keep their eyes the same. So you go hammer, you throw it at his front shoulder, it bends into the strike zone. He literally almost falls over. Then you throw a fastball at that same plane as the curveball, to where now he can sit on a curveball, but it ain't breaking. It's a high and inside fastball. I don't agree with the pitch selection. That's how I had to get people out. I had an enormous ERA because I didn't have good enough stuff when I was playing. I was just smarter. Oh, now we got a pass ball. Curveball right down the middle of the plate. Cal Raleigh goes to pick at it because all these catchers now want to drop their glove to the ground and work up through the zone these days. This stupid everything, you're catching the ball going up. And went right off his thumb under his legs to the backstop, second and third. This is literally right down Broadway. He tries to go after it like this. Instead of just sticking that thing, he tries to catch on the upslope. I don't understand it. Sorry, I'm going on a rant about baseball, and it's because it's pissing me off, to be honest with you. Needed to let go Yankees. Yes. Do you think Poirier's going to stay? I don't know. It doesn't appear with the moves that the Yankees or that the Bills are making. Truthfully, I don't know if he's going to have a slot, really. It'd be nice, but I don't think so. I don't know. Something tells me that he might even stay around as like at some point, some level in his life, maybe I think he's got young kids though, but maybe like a coach or a consultant or something like that. Trey White, I think, stays. Yes. I think Trey White goes nowhere. I was actually just talking to Dexy about that on X. I think Trey White stays home. I think our offense will be on the field a lot next season. Yeah. And is there a better offense in the NFL to have more possessions and more time of possession? No, there's not. Unless we just change the offense up and we're just, 20 yards a clip, which I don't think is going to happen necessarily. I don't think that there's a better team, though, to play the time of possession game. Better offense, at least. And if the defense doesn't just get eaten up with giving up, 5.5 yards per carry and 200 yards on the ground, then I think swing and a miss. The other nailer, 3-2 full count, no outs, second and third, boys and girls. What'd I tell you? I told you after that first run, I said, you need to shut it down now. You need to bring somebody in and shut it down now. You can see in baseball when the momentum is completely changing. Oh, Naylor gets fisted, pops up to Alex Bregman just inside the infield dirt line. What a freaking out that was, because a mid-fly ball is a sac fly, and we're talking 5-4. Literally gets fisted, jammed, weak pop fly to Alex Bregman. It's a huge pitch. What is the pitch? Fastball, inner half of the plate, above the belt. That is still the best pitch in baseball, in my opinion. If you can locate it and you have enough juice. I didn't have enough juice. And not to mention, this umpire has been giving us, both teams, a high strike outside the zone all night, by the way. Nita says, I'm really excited. Oh, wait. Oh, you love that. I love him. Got it. I'm really excited to see what they do. I can't wait. Oh, my God. I'm with you. Can't wait for football. It's March 13th, and I can't wait for football. They haven't said anything about Shaq Thompson either. I know. And I think he'll probably end up staying too. Tyler O'Neill's 0-2 already with what? High fastballs, by the way. I know they're free agents, but and Cooks, Brandon Cooks. I actually want Brandon Cooks to stay too as that one wide receiver veteran in the room. Brandon Cooks, 1 year, $3 million. I trust Shaq as well, Darrell. Another high fastball out of the zone. Good. Tried to make him chase. 1-2. Robbie. Guess who it is, boys and girls? Robbie is in the freaking building. Wow, we are rolling, Cold Front. Beam finally getting it done. I am literally happy about the moves. I really am. Bednar, now he throws the hammer, gets Tyler O'Neill to swing and miss. Wow. If he gets out of this, this is what we said. This is why these boys make the money. This is why the back end of bullpens make the money. Second and third, no outs, gets a weak fly ball, broken bat by Naylor, and now he strikes out one of the better power hitters in the WBC, Tyler O'Neill, with 3 straight elevated fastballs and then the hammer in the dirt. So now you got this Casey, who's hitting like 500 in the WBC. First pitch splitter, 1-0. Dexy says Bishop had 3 interceptions last year. I'm predicting 5 to 7 for next season and be an all-pro for the Bills. Ben's a curveball in there, 1-1. I thought at one point that Bishop was going to be an all-pro last year, so I don't dislike that, especially if he's paired with somebody like, I don't know if does Gardner Johnson, is he the guy? Possibly. 99, right down the heat, right down the tank, swing and miss, 1-2. To get him to Pro Bowl, or is it? Yeah, it could be. Could be. It absolutely could be. I don't want to say Pro Bowl, all pro. Pro Bowl is, I don't know. They still have incentives and things in their contracts these days for making Pro Bowls, but I'm over the Pro Bowl, if I'm being honest. Especially with what happened last year. Up and outside, maybe a fraction off the plate. It's 2-2. I think they got a piece. He was trying to come inside, but no, just missed. They've been giving him that all day. I think the Pro Bowl is now become an absolute joke, if I'm being honest. Curveball out of half of the plate, spoiled by Casey. Good piece of hitting there, fouling that pitch off. Still 2-2. 2 outs. Owen Casey's 0 for 2. Fastball fouled off again. Let's go here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop this. And I'm going to find wow. Here we go. Here we go. Figured you'd want to see this. This is the first tweet when he was signed yesterday. That's all he did. That's what Gardner Johnson did to the world. Splitter got him. Casey strikes out. Second and third, no outs. Bednar gets out scoreless. That's why he makes the big money. That's why he makes the big money. USA takes a 5-3 lead going into the top of the 8th inning. Freaking huge. Freaking huge. Get me excited. Everybody scream USA. Blast it in the chat, please. Me personally, I don't think so. A player we really need is Air ALR projected to land with us. Oh, CJ Allen. CJ Allen was projected to be the 26th overall pick for quite a few weeks in a row, up until about 2 weeks ago, as far as my estimation tells me. And then it had gone kind of awry, and then it became Concepcion, and then it became Denzel Boston, and then it became who else was in there? Makai. No. Wait, no, not Makai Lemon, but Malachi. And then, I've seen a whole bunch of different names. I think at this point, what the Bills are going to do, even though it's going to pain me when they don't draft Dylan Thieneman first, who would be the ultimate free safety for Cole Bishop. But I think that they actually trade down for some extra draft picks. CJ Groom, Reed, and Cooper for the Eagles, so I think he'll help Bishop a lot. Yeah. Well, let's try to pull this up here now. So these guys, even look at cover one, even CJ Johnson knows about cover one. Those guys that go over at cover one, if you don't follow them, you need to. I want to find. He's going to be number 22, by the way, which was my number when I was playing. So I'm liking the guy more and more, like, every day. That's a great photo. Awesome photo. Chad Johnson is a Gardner Johnson fan. Are they related? Is that really his nephew? I wonder. 22. I want to find his I want to find this. How would I find it? Alex Bregman leans off the top of the 8th, takes fastball pretty much down the middle, 0-1. Dexy says, I'm gonna figure it out. Just give me a second. I'm not a fan of CJ Allen. We can get someone who does everything he can do, but more raw with a higher ceiling, and Trotter in second round. Yeah, I don't think that he's going to 26 anymore. No, I agree with you. I'm just, somebody on TikTok asked, is CJ Allen still the number or the player that's being projected to go to the Bills? And I was just saying in a lot of scenarios, weeks ago, he started out being that guy, but I don't think he is any longer. I don't think he's going to be that any longer. Okay, how do I find this here? Let me do this again. I'm going to try to find it, and then hopefully nobody gets me in trouble. Oops. We try to find this quick interview. Can't find it. Don't know why. Oh, here we go. All right, I'm going to try to play this for you. But you got to let me know.
Being a little bit younger, it's going to be very, very similar to the duo I had with Reed Blankenship, but on another level. I feel like being a little bit younger, a little bit more explosive.
Tell me if you guys
able
can
to
hear
make,
that, please.
Crazy play, like you said, play all around. It's going to be a great. I think it'll be a great duo. I think I play with a lot of phenomenal safeties with Kirby Joseph, Brian Ranch, Malcolm Jenkins, Kevin Byard. You name. I play with the best of the best safeties. So this is going to just be another great duo, just feeding off each other, ready to make plays. And really, I think we're going to drive the defense really to do what we want.
Can you hear?
To do this
Even if
year,
you
take the
can't,
ball
read
away
this
and
quote.
play aggressive over the top.
Even if you can't hear it. CJ Gardner Johnson, on Playing with Cole Bishop. It's going to be similar to duo I had with Reed Blankenship, but on another level. I think we're going to drive the defense to do what we want to do this year, which is take the ball away and play aggressive over the top. I mean, there's just constant reminders everywhere you look that Jim Leonard is just going to play some freakishly aggressive defense. And I am here for it. I mean, I got to say, I cannot freaking wait. Mezzi says, dude, you're so far ahead of me. He hasn't even thrown the pitch. Oh, geez, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to do that to you. Roman Anthony lofts the ball to left field down the line, medium depth, over towards the line. Out. F7. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Matthew says, Big Cat's long-lost cousin. Oh, me? Big Cat from Barstool? Darrell says they hear it. Okay. Darrell says, I genuinely think if Rams get a huge injury, the Bills win the bowl. So does that mean that you think that the Rams are clear favorites to win the Super Bowl as of this moment? That's probably what you mean, right? Just a friendly reminder, if you're not currently, please follow and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow. We're new to this, and we're growing as quick as we possibly can. Trying to make things a little easier on everybody. But that said, we need all the support we can get, and I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for being in here. Ryan Giggs, 1118. New. Must be new, Ryan. Pleasure to see you. How are you, Ryan? Got to bring in Crosby and AJ. Wow, that's a tall order. Crosby's not going anywhere. AJ Brown apparently is not going anywhere either. So both teams have said yesterday, I think the Raiders finally came out and said, you know what? Screw this. Max Crosby is not up for sale anymore. And then I think it was today, just a few hours ago, that the Eagles also said the same thing about AJ Brown. We're done. Stop talking to me. We're not getting everything that we thought we were going to get. And quickly, Kyle Raleigh strikes out, going to the bottom of the 8th. So unfortunately, I don't think either one of those are going to happen for anybody in the NFL. CJ Allen, I don't hate, but I'm not taking him over trading down. Agreed. But do you still trade down, or you try to get? Yeah, right now, is there any hope in Dylan Thieneman anymore, Dexy? Every day that goes, every hour that goes by, I think we have less and less hope to get Dylan Thieneman because I think he's a lock to go to Minnesota. Ryan Crosby is not. Yes, correct. Crosby is no longer on the trade block. That is correct. Yeah, a lot of good is coming about these offseason moves. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. But I know a lot of people were probably yelling and screaming, and I got to be honest, I was very frustrated for the first couple, the tampering period, and we just weren't making that splash, and we weren't making a big move, and all these names were coming off the board, and all this money was being tossed around, and I get it. It's hard to watch when your team does not. Shut the hell up, Dexy. I need you to shut up. Dexy says he just did a mock draft last night. And AI took the Toledo safety for the Vikings and Dylan. You know, Dexy, stop getting my freaking hopes up, Dexy. All right? Enough of the bullshit. I'm not an AI guy. I can't stand it, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's BS. I'm not saying you're lying, but I'm saying I just don't want to hear it because that means if I see that enough and then it doesn't happen, I'm going to lose my shit. All right? Because we all know in this channel, if you've been here for even 14 seconds, how much that I love doing. So any chance that I get to think that he's going to fall to 26, oh my gosh, that would just solidify everything to me. Then to me, it's you can even, and I'm not even kidding, you can even sign back Shaq and Matty Milano. Maybe get an edge, and then I think the defense is literally the best defense in football. One of them. The potential, the chance to be. I don't want to say the best defense, but a possibility, the chance to be. That's how much I think Dylan Thieneman moves the needle, and I'm being dead serious. Ryan Jigs, don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, baby. Ball ripped into right field. Aaron Judge says, I'm 12 foot tall. I take 4 steps and go 132 feet. I got you. And he's laughing out there. Aaron Judge has got to win. Aaron Judge has got to win a Gold Glove this year. He literally took 9 steps. Watching the replay a little bit in slow motion. He took 9 steps, and I'm pretty sure he went 40 yards. I'm not even kidding. Really good jump off the ball or off the bat. Line drive to his right, kind of in the right field center, right center gap. Aaron Judge does that. And he threw a runner out of third base the other day, too. Like, he's got to win a Gold Glove. What do y'all think? Anybody in here baseball people? That's what they say. Think that's a bluff. They have to offload him somehow, I think. No. I don't agree. Why do they have to offload him? They still have money. They said they have the cap space. They don't have to, exactly, they do. They have the cap space, so there's really no, even with all their signings, they still have plenty of money. Judge gets so much hate for no reason just because he's on the Yankees. My favorite current player in baseball. Yeah, he gets hate, and I honestly, he got the big hate for last year because he won the MVP, and everyone thought, a lot of people thought Cal Raleigh should have won it. Oh, you want to hear a fun fact, folks? Listen to this, all right? Everybody ready? Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Okay, so everybody knows who Cal Raleigh is. If you're almost any level of a fan of baseball, you know who Cal Raleigh is because of the season he had last year. Switch hitting catcher from Seattle who hit a gazillion home runs last year. I forget how many. Most by a switch hitting baseball player of all time. Catcher, set a whole bunch of records. He hit 260. He stole a few bases. Decent amount of RBIs. However, Aaron Judge had one of the best offensive seasons of all time. And because of the fact that Cal Raleigh's a Gold Glove catcher, line drive, second base, leaping catch, 8th inning over. Wow. You can't put him out there for the 9th because he just got titted. Just in case those balls will start to fall if you leave him out there in the 9th. Anyway, Cal Raleigh. I grew up getting lessons from when I was 10 from his uncle. His father, who's a collegiate baseball coach, I almost went and played for. His uncle is Matt Raleigh, and you can look that name up as well. who played for the Binghamton Mets in upstate New York for many, many years. And at one point, he had the record for AA home runs in a season for a very, very long time. North Star, no, he's absolutely American, if you're talking about Cal Raleigh. And so I grew up taking lessons from him, hitting lessons, and then pitching lessons. Another guy's name is Joel Bennett. But anyway, I grew up with him, and his father, who threw BP to him during the home run derby last year, was a guy that I went on a visit to, and I almost played college baseball for his father, which would have been really cool, because if I was that close with his dad, maybe I could have brought my boys now to the All-Star game last year for less than, giving up my toes. But baseball is in that family's blood, because that, obviously, Cal Raleigh is now who Cal Raleigh is and almost won MVP last year. But his uncle, who I grew up with, again, taking lessons from, his uncle's son, so basically his cousin, and I think it was 2017, I think it was a year, won the Little League World Series. Maine, look this one up. Maine Endwell. Maine, just like the state of Maine. 2 words, Maine Endwell, Little League. Little League World Series champions. So how freaking crazy is that? And quite frankly, there's a kid from that team, which again was like my rival high school growing up, basically. Vanderbilt last year, University, one of the best baseball programs to ever be in college baseball. 1 or 2 guys, I think, also are at the next level or soon to be. He's one of them. So baseball's in that family's blood, and what a freaking story. What a story. That family. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about that family. Up here in small, rural, upstate New York, shit like that doesn't happen. Ryan says, go Yanks. It's just hard to watch Yanks just because of Cashman. If you're a fan, you're a fan. You have every right to get upset with the general manager, just like we do here with the Bills, even though I feel that the offseason is going quite well. But it doesn't mean you don't watch them. Doesn't mean you don't watch them. Yankees got a good roster. Imagine Garrett Cole wasn't hurt last year. What happens? I don't know. Now, obviously, a couple years ago, they just shit themselves in the World Series. Completely and utterly shit themselves. All right, top of the 9th. Leadoff runner on due to a 4-base walk, 4-ball walk. Now, PCA's up. PJ Crow Armstrong. Pete, excuse me. See what happens here. Ground ball up the middle. A Nubber stepped on second base, thrown on first base, double play. We got a 6-3 unassisted double play. Man. A little too aggressive, maybe. Swinging at the first pitch. I don't love it in that situation. Lefty. Little breaking pitch. Right off the end of the bat, just squeaks past the catcher or the pitcher. Shortstop on the second base side of second base. 1 stop. Slings it across the diamond. We got 2 outs just like that. And now we got Bobby Witt Jr. who's over 3 today. Yeah, cue ball. That thing had a lot of spin on it, boys. I love when that happens. It's funky. Dexy, big Yankees fan. Yankees. I know we're close, a lot of Buffalo people, at least, even though we're not in Buffalo, but a lot of Buffalo, Western New York people enjoy the Toronto Blue Jays, but I always grew up and have maintained my Yankees fandom. 3-0 now to Bobby Witt. He gets on first base, although it's a lefty. I think you got to send him. Need that insurance run. Got to get him in scoring position. Well, No, who's up next? Who hit second? Man, I already forgot. Oh, borderline pitch taken for a strike. Who the hell hit second for U.S.? Because anything you can do to get Aaron Judge back up to the plate, you want to do. Love it. Love it. Yeah, that's outside. That's a walk. Who's coming to the plate? I literally have been watching this game and I completely forget. Who's Schwarber's hitting fourth. Not Bregman. Oh my, Bryce Harper. 0 for 4. Bryce Harper. If they don't get Bryce Harper, they're going to have a pitching change. Fastball outside, ball 1. All right, so Dexy said he's working on his board. That said, we're going to find out what, in his mind, the Buffalo Bills would do come draft day. Anybody going into the draft? Not too far from us if you're in New York, upstate New York. April 23rd to the 25th in Pittsburgh this year. Curious if anybody's going. 3-0 on Bryce Harper now. Oh, Dexy. Dexy, if you like Liam Doyle, you love C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Because that man is an absolute maniac, Liam Doyle. Playing for Tony Vitello. Okay, 3-0, called strike. The pitch was literally 4 or 5 inches high. Now, in his defense, though, that umpire has been kind of lenient, so to speak, on the high pitches. But that's not even close. That is at his numbers, and that is not a strike for this level of baseball. "3-1. Up at his eyes, and he swings and misses. That happens. Excuse my language. Full count. So Bobby Witt's going to be taken off. He's going to be running. I'd really like to see Aaron Judge get up to the plate again. Full count. He might even throw to first base. Nope. Swing and a miss. Bryce Harper's going to get thrown out of the game probably right now. No talking. I wonder if the WBC, if there's penalties for getting thrown out of a game. Ethan says, I don't know enough about it to have a team that I like. Okay, the only other sport I really like besides football is college basketball. That's a great sport to watch, and especially now. So you must be excited. I think Bills will be hosting the draft in a few years. That'd be awesome. I'll go. I'll definitely go. I think 2028 was the year it's supposed to be, I think. Really? I've not heard this. That'd be fantastic. I will go. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, well, we'll go to the bottom of the ninth, folks. So we only have a little while before we're going to call this a night. This is a quick one here. Not a lot happened today. Wanted to get some baseball in, too. Again, if you're here for only football, my apologies. But I just had to give some of our, a live reaction to this game because I'm Team USA no matter what and for any sport. Do you have a basketball team that you like? Yes. I'm a New York Knicks fan. And that is what we do to find reasons to get upset every year is we root for the New York Knicks as a family. Ron Giggs says, okay, so he's back into football. We know we need more edges and linebackers. I don't disagree with you, and I think that they're going to try to – well, there's still some time, obviously. And there's still some names out there. I would also like a nose tackle. I'd like DJ Reader, and I don't know why he's not on the team yet. But there's still some time. Things will still happen. That said, I think that the linebacker thing, Mason Miller, he might throw 112 tonight. He's in to close it out. 104 strikeouts in 61 innings last year. Jesus. I think that they will address the linebacker issue in the draft. And keep in mind, you did just sign Bradley Chubb. We just signed Bradley Chubb, which is a good sign. It's a good signing. It is. No, it's not Max Crosby, but he also had more sacks last year than everyone on the Bills did. So he would have led the team. First pitch, 101. So I was close. I said 112. Obviously, that's a joke. But this guy just coming out, letting their rip right down Broadway, too. Oh, and then he backs it up with an 88-mile-an-hour slider with depth. Depth slider. Insanity. The Bills are bidding for 2028-29 with 29 considered slightly more realistic by some in the organization, though 2028 is a firm goal. Another slider, fought it off. Jared Young, 1 for 5 in the WBCs, pinch hitting. That would be freaking awesome, would it not? Would you go, Dexy? Pretty sure you would go. .102. Almost took the catcher's arm off. I don't know what this is about. It's a mound visit. Catcher going to talk to Mason Miller. I like college basketball more than I do the NBA, but I like the NFL over college football. Yeah, I'm with you. I like college basketball too, but it's been tough for me to really pay attention. My father went to UConn, so I grew up a UConn fan. Obviously probably the best college basketball program ever between men and women. Just insane. So I was fortunate enough to grow up in a University of Connecticut minded family, meaning, all the winning. Yes, he did. Slider down low. Oh, we checked swing. They checked down. Third base umpire says no go. He did not go. I believe that he may have. Well, that's not the angle we need. Here we go. Could have called that either way. I'm a pitcher, so I think he went. 102 down Broadway, fouled off. And I also am NFL, over college football, but because of the fact that the industry that I'm in for basically my whole life, oh my word. 102 high and inside, it was about 3 to 4 inches off the plate. They rung him up. They did it to Bryce Harper. Straight gas. Anyway, the industry I was in for so long my whole life is Saturdays. I worked Saturdays, so it was really hard to watch the majority of college football and pay attention to it and get a true understanding. So we got one out. First pitch to Julian. Oh, breaking pitch outside 1-0. Yes, I have a Jaguars fan that's a friend that would also be going. Oh, cool. And he's local as well. Another slider in there for a strike, 1-1. Oh, that's right. You're from down there too, right? Yeah. Kentucky. Great program. Historically. High heat, 102. Swing and a miss, 1-2. One out, bottom of the ninth. Nobody on. 1-2 count. Can we end this thing with a bang? Let's get 3 punch outs, shall we? I don't even know how he got a piece of that. He was so behind that pitch. It was insane. But we're still at 1-2. That foul ball. I like golf too. Father played a little golf in college. I love the game, actually. I really enjoy golf. I wish I had more time. And I could watch it. I could watch it also. Because golf is one of the toughest sports on the planet. And if anybody tries to tell you that that's not correct, they've never tried it. I literally think that they've never played it if they say that it's not one of the hardest things to do. Well and consistent. Because it absolutely is. Two and two, got him. Fastball, low, paint. 2 backwards Ks to start the 9th inning. So now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. U.S. up 5-3. Before USA wraps this game up, remember, if you have not, you must follow and subscribe immediately for Team USA in the WBC. Team USA in the WBC. Right down the middle at 101, strike one. Tomorrow, what I think we're going to do, midday. So make sure the notification bell is on as well after you subscribe. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and do some of the film with the boys, hanging out. I'll do some film. Let me know in the comments right now, who do you want to see film on the most out of our new sign? Chubb, Alford, Gardner Johnson, or Stone? We're going to do some film, put together a decent package, go over some good and bad. Maybe we'll do a couple of guys. Tell me in the comments right now who you want to see film on tomorrow. And I think that's what we'll do. 0-2, slider to Lopez, swing and a miss. Finite. Final. Game over. USA wins 5-3. Dexy says, did you play football? Yes, sir, I did. I played, he says, if so, what position? I played linebacker and tight end. That's why they're my 2 favorite positions. Gotcha. I do wish that I played tight end because I had really good hands, but I didn't. I was also a outside-ish, kind of like a outside will linebacker. We ran predominantly like, a 5-2 base. But I also played quarterback. Quarterback, running back my freshman year. And I punted. And I shoot myself every day that I think about this. I had boxes full of major Division I programs interested in recruiting me out of high school for punting, believe it or not. And when I look back on it, it's like, why would I think that I was going to make $20 million pitching a baseball? If I got some training, I could have went to a top, Division I program, punted, and then made, like we saw yesterday or a few days ago, $3 to $6 million a year to punt a gosh damn football until I'm 40. So shame on me. Always loved football. Thought it was great and super fun. Great sport. I was really torn when I had to decide my senior year to not play football because I played for the Bayside Yankees out of Queens and I lived upstate New York. So every weekend after school on Friday, my parents, God bless them, we would get in a van, drive to either New York City or Myrtle Beach or one of the, I think we went to Virginia, Georgia, and go to tournaments. This was in the fall of my senior year. And the Bayside Yankees was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me because I played with people like Pedro Alvarez and Manny Gomez, like big-time players. Now, Pedro Alvarez was either the first or third overall pick the following year in the draft. But I wouldn't have gotten to the level that I got to. I wouldn't have the exposure that I needed had I not played for that team. But I couldn't play my senior in football, so that kind of sucked, to be truthful. There's another name to look up. Pedro Alvarez. Absolute stud. Ethan said, I was always more interested in watching sports than actually playing them. Most of my friends played in high school, but I was always more into the shop classes than they were as well. Well, listen, those shop classes are a way to make a living too. You know what I mean? So I don't blame you. Good. It's not a bad thing. Chubb, okay. Played every sport just about till high school, then switched to football, baseball, and basketball. Yeah, I played a whole bunch too. And then I ended up playing, obviously, baseball in college. And then after I was done, I went back to try to graduate. I think I told you guys, I played a year of basketball also in college. Okay, well, good news is USA takes down the victory, takes out Team Canada. Thank you, Canada, for doing what you did to Mexico a couple of nights ago to keep our hopes alive. And we didn't really return the favor to you. That said, it is what it is, and we move on. USA is to the semifinals. Canada, unfortunately, I think their tournament is now over, and such is life. Either way, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for hanging with us. Quicker than it has been recently, but we'll be on midday tomorrow. I'll try to get the time posted early so you can all get that notification and have plenty of advance notice. And we will do Bradley Chubb. We will do some film on Bradley Chubb. I'd like to get into that myself. And if we have time, maybe we throw in the D-backs. We'll see. One or two of them. I don't know. I don't know how much time we'll have, but at least Bradley Chubb. Appreciate for the input. Ethan says I took automotive welding classes. Oh, well, if you're in automotive, I'm in automotive. General manager of car dealerships for let's see, 14. Wow, about 12 years now. Basketball, I played power forward, center, baseball, catcher, and second base, and tight end. Wow, that is an interesting mix. Generally, a center type body is not a second baseman or a catcher. Tall, strong, usually not second baseman. But either way, whatever works, right? Chiefs fan, but Bill made some moves. Yes, Trey, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Well, listen, this is going to have to do it. Appreciate everybody hanging in. A little bit of a slow night, but that's okay. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if the Bills are going to make any more moves. If they do, excellent. If they don't, that's okay because we got some film to go over, and I'll show everybody why I at least am and why I feel you should be also excited and anxious to see Bradley Chubb take down some quarterbacks in the 2026 season for the Buffalo Bills. So that said, appreciate all of you. Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Peace. Cold front. Go Bills.